Well, the past year, various Russia investigations have completely dominated the business of government in Washington, but there was supposed to be a payoff at the end. We were supposed to find a sinister plot between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin to take over American democracy, but we didn't find that. Instead, we found that our own intelligence agencies are, in some cases, hotbeds of partisan bias and political extremism. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, John Brennan over at CIA, still has his security clearance. All of this adds up to the perception that maybe we shouldn't be vesting this level of trust in our own intelligence agencies. That's a sad thing. What can we do about it? Trey Gowdy is a congressman representing South Carolina. He's the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, retiring, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Chairman, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So first, just a News of the Day question. I watched as the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, and Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee both seem to suggest that John Brennan deserved to have a security clearance. And I'm confused. What possible benefit to American national security would be served by letting John Brennan keep his security clearance?
The only theoretical benefit, Tucker, and I'm just playing the devil's advocate, is if his successor wanted to discuss a fact pattern with him, having that level, that security background clearance would enable that conversation to take place. Having said that, having a security clearance is very different from having access to the documents. John Brennan, who, by the way, said President Trump was guilty of a crime for which he could be hanged, said he should be in the dustbin of history. I cannot imagine Mike Pompeo or Gina Haspel ever having any reason to talk to John Brennan. And the president can decide who does and does not have security clearances.
Right. What I can't imagine is how the Speaker of the House could look at the stories describing what John Brennan has said in the past year, totally irresponsible and extreme statements, and say, you know, that's the man we want to have a security clearance. I don't understand how you could reach that conclusion. Do you?
The only story I saw was that Paul thought that Brennan was being intentionally provocative, that the president should just ignore Brennan. I have not spoken to Paul about it, but it's not just Brennan. I mean, it's also Comey. I mean, Comey is telling everyone to vote Democrat, so Bernie Sanders will be the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. So how would you like to be investigated by this gaggle? Brennan, Comey, Strzok, Page, and oh, by the way, there are other DOJ and FBI officials that haven't been named because they're not at that level. They're not at the SES level, but they also had animus towards President Trump. Those are the folks that were in these dispassionate, neutral, objective roles investigating the person that ultimately became president of the United States. The American people deserve an intelligence and a justice system that is as devoid of politics. I get that the president gets to pick the AG and pick the FBI director, but beyond that, facts are not Republican or Democrat. Neither should our justice system be or our intelligence community.
So very quickly, Democrats on the Hill are enjoying this because it serves their short-term partisan interests, and so they're abetting it. But if you talk privately to any of them who acknowledge that at some point there's going to be a Democratic president, and is that person going to be comfortable knowing that the intel agencies could turn against him and destroy his presidency? I mean, are they thinking this through at all, do you think?
Yeah, there are plenty of reasonable folks on both sides of the aisle. They don't always make it on television.
Yes.
But I think one of the challenges and one of the reasons that I'm glad to be doing another line of work come 2019 is the ultimate objective right now is to win. I mean, Adam Schiff says he has evidence of collusion between the Russians and President Trump. He said it over a year ago. He's presented to absolutely no one. There's no accountability for it. They want this investigation to drag on as long as it possibly can because it's going to affect the midterms, and they'll get the gavels in their hand. And what I would hope all of my federal citizens, regardless of whether you're Republican or Democrat, is just have higher expectations and demand more from your elected officials. It's not just about winning. It's also about governing in a responsible way that is worthy of people's respect.
Adam Schiff accused me of working for Putin. He's an irresponsible buffoon. It's sad to watch it, actually. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much.
Try working with him. Try working with him. It's worse.
I can't even imagine. I can't. Our empathy goes out to you.
Thank you.